Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, subscribe and buckle up, because this story will haunt you. Four friends went camping in the Idaho wilderness. They never came back. No bodies, no blood, just a drone with footage that made the police seal the case. Leaked files, a journal, and whispers of a cover-up point to something not of this world. This is their story, and it's worse than you can imagine. Part 1. The Vanishing. Picture the Sawtooth National Forest in Idaho, July 2024. Towering pines cast long shadows over jagged peaks. Crystal clear lakes reflect the stars. It's breathtaking, the kind of place where you feel small, insignificant. Four friends, Jake Miller, Sarah Chen, Ryan Holt, and Emily Diaz, chose this wilderness for a week-long camping trip. They weren't amateurs. These were people who knew the woods, who thrived out here. But something found them. Something that didn't belong. Jake, 28, was the anchor of the group. A former Marine, he stood 6'3", broad-shouldered with a calm that put everyone at ease. He'd hunted in these forests since he was a kid, could navigate by the stars alone. Sarah, 26, was the brains, an environmental science grad student with a knack for planning every detail. She carried topographic maps, a satellite phone, everything they'd need. Ryan, 27, was the tech nerd always glued to his drone, filming for his YouTube channel. His laugh could lighten any mood. Emily, 25, was quieter, a nurse who found peace staring at the night sky, sketching constellations in her notebook. They were inseparable, bonded by years of shared adventures. On July 8th, they hiked into the wilderness near Redfish Lake, a popular spot, but they wanted solitude. They trekked deeper, off the beaten path, to a remote clearing surrounded by dense forest. Jake sent a text to his brother that day. "We're set up. Perfect spot. Back in a week." That was the last anyone heard from them. A week passed, no sign of them. Jake's brother called the authorities on July 15th. Search and rescue mobilized fast. Hundreds of volunteers, helicopters, tracking dogs. They scoured the forest for days. Finally, they found the campsite. What they saw didn't make sense. The tents were shredded, not just torn but sliced, like a razor had carved through the fabric. Sleeping bags were ripped apart, stuffing spilling like guts. Cooking gear, backpacks, even a coffee mug lay scattered across the clearing. But the food, sealed, untouched. No animal tracks, no claw marks, nothing you'd expect from a bear or a cougar. It was like a tornado had hit, but only the campsite. The surrounding forest was pristine. Then they found Ryan's drone, half buried in the dirt, its propellers bent, lens cracked. The memory card was still inside. When the sheriff's department pulled the footage, they didn't release it. An anonymous source, a tech who worked the case, leaked a copy to a local journalist. That's how I got it. And what's on that card, it's not something you can unsee. According to the police report, dated July 16th, the campsite was found at coordinates 44.14 and 115.02 W. The report is clinical, but chilling. Tents destroyed, personal items scattered, no blood or human remains. Drone recovered 50 yards from site, damaged but functional. Case escalated to federal authorities. Federal authorities, that's where it gets weird. Why would the FBI get involved in a missing persons case this fast? Rumors started swirling in town, whispers that the feds told local police to stop talking. The report was sealed. No press conferences, no updates, just silence. Sarah's journal, found in the wreckage, gives us a glimpse into what happened. Most of it's mundane. Notes about the hike, a sketch of a deer, complaints about mosquitoes. But the entry from July 12th is different. Her handwriting changes, gets shaky. She wrote, "I can't sleep. The stars are moving, pulsing, like they're alive." Jake says it's just my eyes playing tricks. But Emily sees it too. She keeps whispering, "Don't look at it." Ryan's drone caught something last night, but the footage is messed up. He's freaking out, says it's not a glitch. There's a hum out there. It's in my bones. Moving stars. A humming sound. Emily's warning, "Don't look at it." What did she see? The drone footage from that night, July 12th, starts normal. Ryan's flying over the campsite, capturing the group in the golden hour light. Jake splitting logs, his axe glinting. Sarah's stirring a pot over the fire, laughing. Emily's lying on a blanket, sketching the sky. It's peaceful, almost perfect. But at 9:47 p.m., the footage shifts. The drone hovers above the trees, maybe 200 feet up. You hear the group below, their voices muffled but happy. Then a light appears, not from the ground, but above. It's not a star, not a plane. It's blue, almost liquid, pulsing like a heartbeat. The drone tilts upward, and for 2 seconds you see it. A shape in the sky, massive, angular. Its edges too sharp, too precise. It doesn't move like anything human-made. It just hangs there, silent, watching. Then the footage cuts to static, overlaid with a high-pitched whine that makes your skin crawl. The tech who analyzed it said the drone's sensors overloaded, like it was hit with an electromagnetic pulse. Ryan's drone was professional grade, built to withstand storms, crashes, you name it. A malfunction doesn't explain this, and the group? They didn't mention the light in the morning, according to Sarah's next entry. It's like they didn't see it or couldn't process it. By July 13th, the group was unraveling. Sarah's journal describes Jake pacing the campsite, muttering to himself, "It's out there. I can feel it watching." Emily stopped eating, just sat by the fire, staring upward, her sketchbook untouched. Ryan was frantic, tinkering with the drone, saying, "I need to catch it. I need to see it again." Sarah wrote, "The hum's louder now. It's not just sound, it's pressure, like something's pressing on my chest." Emily grabbed my arm last night and said, "It knows we're here. I don't know what she means, but I'm scared." The search team found something else that day. Footprints, not far from the campsite. They weren't human, too long, too narrow, with 3 deep impressions at the front, like talons. They led into the trees, then stopped, as if whatever made them lifted off the ground. The police report doesn't mention them. Neither do the feds. But a ranger, speaking anonymously on a local forum, said he saw those prints. He also heard the hum, a low, throbbing pulse that seemed to come from the sky. He said it felt like his thoughts were being scrambled, like static in his brain. The feds took over the investigation by July 18th. Search and rescue was told to stand down. The drone was confiscated, the campsite cordoned off. Locals say men in unmarked SUVs were seen near Redfish Lake, questioning anyone who'd been in the area. One volunteer claimed she overheard an agent say, "This stays contained." Contained. What does that mean? Why would a camping trip gone wrong need to be buried? I'm going to pause here, because what's coming next is worse. The drone footage from July 13th shows something in the trees. Not a shape, not a shadow, but something alive. Something that moved wrong. And Sarah's final journal entry. It's not just words. It's a warning. Stick around for part 2, where we see what they saw and why the feds want it hidden. If this is hitting you as hard as it's hitting me, hit that like button, share this video, and drop a comment if you've heard rumors about Idaho's skies. We're just getting started. Part 2. The Unseen Watcher. The morning of July 13th should have been like any other in the wilderness. The sun rises over Redfish Lake, casting golden light through the pines. Birds chirp, the air smells of sap and earth. But for Jake, Sarah, Ryan, and Emily, something had shifted. Sarah's journal from that day is frantic, her handwriting jagged, like she was writing in a hurry. She wrote, "Jake woke us up at dawn. He was standing outside, staring at the trees. He said it is still here. It didn't leave. I asked what he meant, but he just shook his head. Emily's worse. She won't look at us. Just keeps muttering, 'It saw me.' Ryan's the only one acting normal, but he's obsessed with the drone. He says he's going to fly it tonight, no matter what. 'It saw me.' Those words from Emily send a chill down your spine. What did she see? Sarah doesn't say, but her journal mentions the humming again. Stronger now, like a vibration you feel in your teeth. She described it as unnatural, not like a machine, but alive, pulsing, almost breathing. She wrote, "I keep looking up, expecting to see something. The sky feels too big, like it's watching us back." The group tried to keep it together. Jake, the Marine who could handle anything, was unraveling. According to Sarah, he was pacing, gripping his hunting knife, his eyes darting to the tree line. "It's out there," he kept saying, his voice low, like he didn't want it to hear. Ryan, meanwhile, was fiddling with his drone, cursing under his breath. He told Sarah, "The footage from last night wasn't a glitch. Something fried the sensors. I'm getting it on camera tonight, I swear." Emily wasn't helping. She sat cross-legged by the fire, rocking slightly, her sketchbook open to a page of jagged lines and shapes that looked like eyes. Too many eyes. By late afternoon, the group was barely speaking. Sarah's journal describes an argument. Jake yelling at Ryan to stop messing with the drone. Ryan snapping back, "You're scared, man. Just admit it." Emily finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "We need to leave. It knows our names." Sarah wrote that she froze when she heard that. Names? How could something know their names? She tried to ask Emily what she meant, but Emily just shook her head and went back to her sketchbook, drawing those eyes again. That night, Ryan launched the drone again. The footage from July 13th is where things go from strange to terrifying. I've watched it a dozen times, and it still makes my heart race. It starts at 10:12 p.m. The drone's night vision kicks in, painting the forest in eerie green. The campsite is below, 4 shapes around the fire, barely moving. You can hear their voices, tense, clipped. Jake says, "Put that thing away, Ryan." Ryan mutters, "Not until I see it." The drone climbs higher, sweeping over the trees. Then at 10:15 p.m., the camera catches something. It's not clear at first, just a flicker, a distortion in the frame. The drone tilts, focusing on a gap in the pines. There in the shadows, something moves. It's tall, too tall, maybe 8 or 9 feet. Its limbs are wrong, long and thin, bending at angles that don't make sense, like a spider's legs, but deliberate, controlled. Its head, if you can call it that, is featureless, just a smooth, reflective surface that catches the moonlight. It doesn't walk, it glides, silent, stopping at the edge of the clearing. The drone's audio picks up a low rhythmic pulse, like a heartbeat but slower, deeper. Sarah's voice cuts through, sharp and panicked. "What the hell is that?" The footage shakes, like Ryan struggling to control the drone. The thing in the trees tilts its head, and for a split second, the camera catches a glint. 2 points of light where eyes should be, glowing faintly, unblinking. Then the drone lurches, the image warps, and the screen fills with static. When it clears, the thing is gone. But you hear Emily scream, a sound so raw it makes your stomach twist. It's here. It's right here. The police report doesn't mention this footage. The official story is that the drone was damaged beyond recovery, but the leaked copy tells a different story. The tech who smuggled it out said the feds confiscated the original memory card within hours. He claimed they threatened his job, told him to forget what he saw. He also said the drone's internal clock was off. When it landed, it logged the time as 3 a.m., but the footage only spans 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Where did those hours go? Sarah's journal from the next morning, July 14th, is short but gut-wrenching. "We're not alone. Emily won't stop crying. She says it spoke to her, not with words, but in her head. Jake's ready to fight, but he's shaking. Ryan says he saw it on the drone feed. And now he's packing up. We're leaving today. We have to. The hum's so loud now, it's like it's inside me. I keep seeing those lights in the sky, moving, circling. I don't think we're getting out." The search team's logs from July 17th mention a strange detail it left out of public reports. One of the volunteers, a retired cop named Dan Hargrove, found a patch of ground near the campsite, about 20 feet across, where the grass was flattened, like something heavy had pressed it down. No tracks, no scorch marks, just a perfect circle of crushed earth. Hargrove said he felt sick standing in it, like his head was swimming. He reported it to the feds, who told him to keep quiet. Days later, his name was scrubbed from the volunteer list. No one's heard from him since. Locals in the nearby town of Stanley started talking too. A bartender at a dive bar near Redfish Lake said a man in a suit came in after the search, asking questions about lights in the sky. He wasn't local, didn't give a name, just flashed a badge and left when no one had answers. Another resident, posting anonymously online, claimed they saw a black helicopter over the forest the night of July 13th. No markings, no sound, just hovering. The post was deleted within hours, but not before it was archived by a UFO forum. The feds' involvement is deeper than they're letting on. Why seal a missing persons case? Why threaten witnesses? And why, when I reached out to the sheriff's department, did they refuse to comment, saying only, "This is above our pay grade. Something happened out there that they don't want us to know." I'm stopping here because the next piece of evidence is the hardest to stomach. On July 14th, the group tried to flee. The drone footage from that day shows something no one can explain: a shape in the sky, a voice in the static, and a moment that changes everything. Stay with me for part 3, where we see what hunted them and why they couldn't escape. If this is hitting you like it's hitting me, smash that like button, share this video, and let me know in the comments if you've heard anything about strange lights in Idaho. We're not done yet. Part 3, the failed escape. The morning of July 14th started with panic. Sarah's journal, found torn and crumpled in the wreckage of their campsite, captures the group's desperation. Her words are scrawled, ink smudged like she was trembling. "We're leaving. Jake says we can make it to the trailhead by nightfall." Emily's barely speaking. She just keeps staring at the sky, saying, "It's waiting for us." Ryan's packed the drone. Says he's filming everything. The hum's so loud now, it's like it's inside my skull. I saw lights again last night. 3 of them, circling, too fast to be stars. Jake grabbed me and said, "Don't look up, Sarah. Whatever you do, don't look up. Don't look up." That phrase keeps coming back, and it's chilling. What did Jake know? What had they seen that made looking at the sky so dangerous? Sarah's entry doesn't explain, but it mentions something else. Footprints. Not theirs. The same strange, 3-toed tracks the search team later found, circling the campsite. Too deep for anything human, too precise for an animal. She wrote, "They're everywhere now. I counted 10 sets this morning. They weren't here yesterday. It's like it's marking us." The group broke camp in a hurry. According to Sarah, Jake took charge, barking orders like he was back in the Marines. "We move fast, we stay together, we don't stop," he told them. Ryan was defiant, clutching his drone like a lifeline, muttering, "I'm getting proof. No one's gonna call me crazy." Emily was the worst off. Sarah described her as a ghost of herself, pale, eyes sunken, whispering to no one, "It's in my head. It knows what I'm thinking." Sarah tried to comfort her, but Emily pulled away, saying, "You don't get it. It's not just watching. It's choosing." They set out at 7 a.m., aiming for the trailhead 12 miles away. The plan was simple: follow the creek back to Redfish Lake, where they parked their car. But the forest felt wrong. Sarah wrote, "The trees are too quiet. No birds, no wind, just that hum. Always that hum. It's like the air is heavy, pressing down. Jake keeps looking behind us, like he sees something." I asked him what, and he just said, "Keep moving." By noon, they were only halfway there. Ryan's drone footage from that day is some of the most disturbing evidence we have. It starts with him flying it low, capturing the group trudging through the pines. Jake's in front, mash sheet in hand, hacking at underbrush. Sarah's behind him, glancing nervously at the sky. Emily's at the back, stumbling, her head down. Ryan's voice comes through, shaky. "Day 6. We're getting out. Something's wrong here. You see this?" He pans the drone up, and the sky looks off. It's clear, but there's a shimmer, like heat rising off pavement, even though it's only 60 degrees. Then at 12:34 p.m., the footage glitches. The drone's altitude spikes, climbing without Ryan's input. You hear him yell, "What the hell?" It's not responding. The camera spins, catching flashes of the forest below. For a moment, you see the group. They're stopped, staring upward. Emily's on her knees, hands over her ears, screaming, "Make it stop." Jake's shouting, waving his machete at the sky. Sarah's frozen, her mouth open. Then the drone stabilizes, hovering high above. And that's when you see it. A shape in the distance, just beyond the tree line. It's massive, angular, like a slab of black metal suspended in the air. It's not moving, not drifting, just there, defying gravity. Its surface is smooth, reflective, but it seems to absorb light, making the air around it dim. The drone's audio picks up that hum, now a deep, bone-rattling pulse, overlaid with something else, a sound like whispers, too faint to make out, but unmistakably wrong. The footage cuts out for 3 seconds. When it comes back, the shape is closer, much closer. You can see details now, strange, shifting patterns on its surface, like veins glowing faintly blue. The group is running, their figures tiny in the frame. Ryan's voice cracks. "It's following us. It's right above us." The drone jerks again, and the camera catches a glimpse of something else, below in the trees. It's the figure from the previous night, tall and spindly, its featureless head glinting. It's not running, not chasing. It's just there, standing perfectly still, watching as the group flees. Its limbs twitch, almost imperceptibly, like it's waiting for a signal. Then the footage ends in a burst of static, the drone's battery drained instantly. The police report skips this entirely. Instead, it notes a communication from the group at 1 p.m. that day, a garbled satellite phone call to the sheriff's office. The transcript, buried in a leaked file, is haunting. "This is Jake Miller. We're in trouble. Something's after us. It's not human. Emily's hurt. She's static. It's in the sky. It's everywhere. Send help, please." "Where?" The call cuts off. The sheriff's office logged it as a prank at first, but when the search team found the campsite day's triloader, they realized it was real. The feds, though, never acknowledged the call. An anonymous source claimed the recording was erased, the satellite phone confiscated. Why? What were they hiding? A local hunter, posting on a now-deleted thread. said he was in the area that day, about 5 miles from the group's route. He didn't see them, but he saw lights, 3 blue orbs, moving in a triangle, silent, darting across the sky faster than any drone or plane. He said they vanished over the ridge where the group was headed. He also mentioned the hum, describing it as like a machine, but alive, like it was angry. He tried reporting it to the rangers, but they brushed him off. A week later, he says a man in a suit visited his cabin, asking what he'd seen. The man didn't give a name, just said, "You didn't see anything." Understood. The hunter hasn't posted since. The search team's logs from July 18th mention another anomaly. A ranger found a tree near the group's last known location. Its trunk warped, like it had been melted and reshaped. The bark was smooth, almost glass-like, with strange, spiraling grooves. The ranger took photos, but they were confiscated by federal agents who arrived the next day. One volunteer overheard an agent say, "This matches the '97 incident." What incident? There's no record of anything similar in Idaho, at least not publicly. But a quick search of old UFO forums turns up rumors of a 1997 case in the same forest. Hikers vanishing, strange lights, and a military lockdown. The posts were scrubbed, but not before they were archived by dedicated researchers. By the end of July 14th, the group was gone. No trace, no signal. Sarah's final journal entry, written in the margins of an earlier page, is just one line. "It's calling us. I can't stop it." What was calling them? And why didn't they make it to the trailhead? The next piece of evidence, a fragment of drone footage recovered from a corrupted file, shows what happened that night. It's only 17 seconds long, but it's the most terrifying thing I've ever seen. Stick around for part 4, where we uncover what the feds don't want you to know, and the moment that sealed the group's fate. If this is freaking you out as much as it's freaking me out, hit that like button, share this video, and drop a comment if you've heard anything about Idaho's forests. We're getting closer to the truth. Part 4, The Last Stand. It's the evening of July 14th, 2024. The group is exhausted, battered, and miles from safety. Sarah's journal, now just fragments of paper recovered from the wreckage, paints a picture of a group on the edge. Her final full entry, scribbled in fading light, reads, "We're not going to make it. Jake's hurt. His arm's bleeding. He won't say how. Emily's gone quiet, just walks like she's in a trance. Ryan's filming everything, says it's the only way anyone will believe us. The hum's louder, it's in my head now, like words I can't understand. Last night I saw it again. Tall, shining, standing in the trees. It didn't move, just watched. Emily says it's calling her name. I hear mine too. Calling her name. That detail alone is enough to make your skin crawl." Sarah's words are desperate, almost incoherent, like she was fighting to hold on to her thoughts. She mentions Jake's injury, a deep gash on his forearm, ragged like something had clawed him. He wouldn't talk about it, just kept muttering, "We keep moving. We don't stop." Ryan, meanwhile, was obsessed with his drone, flying at every chance he got, even as the battery drained faster than it should. Sarah wrote, "Ryan says he saw it on the screen again, something in the sky, following us. He screamed at us to run faster. I don't know how much longer we can do this." By dusk, they were nearing a narrow valley, about 3 miles from the Redfish Lake trailhead. The forest was dense here, the pines so thick they blocked out the fading light. Sarah's last fragment of writing, barely legible, says, "The lights are back. 3 of them, circling above. Jake shouting, 'Don't look at them.' Emily's crying, saying, 'It's too late.' The hum's so loud I can't think. I see it now, tall, in the shadows. It's not human. It's not anything." The drone footage from that night is the key to what happened next. It's only 17 seconds long, recovered from a corrupted file the feds tried to erase. I got it from the same anonymous tech who leaked the earlier clips. And let me tell you, watching it feels like staring into something you're not supposed to see. The footage starts at 8:19 p.m., just as the sun dips below the horizon. The drone's night vision is on, casting the forest in a ghostly green. The group is moving fast, stumbling through the underbrush. Jake's in front, his mashie glinting as he swings it wildly, clearing a path. Sarah's behind him, clutching Emily's arm. Emily's face is blank, her eyes wide, staring at nothing. Ryan's voice comes through, breathless. "It's still there. It's right behind us." The drone swings upward, scanning the sky. There it is, the shape from before, massive, angular, hovering silently. Its surface is blacker than the night, with faint glowing veins pulsing across it, like a living machine. It's closer now, low enough that the treetops bend beneath it, as if pushed by an invisible force. The hum is deafening, a deep throb mixed with those strange, whispering voices, now clearer, repeating names: Jake, Sarah, Emily. The camera shakes, like the drone's fighting to stay airborne. Then it pans down, and you see it, the figure from the trees. It's closer than ever, standing at the edge of the valley, its long, spindly limbs motionless. Its head, smooth and featureless, reflects the drone's infrared light, but those two glowing points, its eyes, are locked on the group. It doesn't move, doesn't chase. It just watches, and somehow that's worse. At 8:20 p.m., the footage captures the final moment. Emily stops running. She turns, facing the figure, and says clear as day, "You can't have them." Jake screams, "Emily, no," and lunges for her. But it's too late. A light, blinding, blue like liquid fire, erupts from the shape in the sky. It engulfs Emily, and for a split second, you see her silhouette, arms outstretched, before the footage cuts to static. When it clears, she's gone. No trace, no body, just the three others staring at the spot where she stood. Sarah's sobbing. "What was that? What was that?" Jake's on his knees, his mask sheet dropped, blood dripping from his arm. Ryan's still filming, whispering, "I got it. I got it on camera." That's where the clip ends. 17 seconds that feel like a lifetime. The police report doesn't mention this footage. Instead, it logs a disturbance at 8:30 p.m., based on a hiker's report of a bright flash near the valley. The hiker, a guy named Tom Brennan, told rangers he saw a light so intense it lit up the forest like daylight, followed by a scream that didn't sound human. He tried to get closer, but his compass started spinning wildly, and his phone died. When he reported it, the feds showed up at his campsite the next day, asking for his phone and any photos. He refused, but later found his SD card wiped clean. He posted about it online, but the thread was taken down within hours. The search team's logs from July 19th mention another strange find: a patch of ground where Emily disappears, scorched in a perfect circle, 10 feet across. The soil was glassy, like it had been fused by extreme heat, but the surrounding grass was untouched. A geologist on the team said it looked like the aftermath of a plasma burn, something no natural phenomenon could cause. The feds confiscated the soil samples and told the team to stop documenting the site. One volunteer, speaking anonymously, said an agent mentioned containment protocols and referenced a classified file labeled Sawtooth Incident. When the volunteer asked what that meant, the agent just walked away. Locals in Stanley, Idaho, have their own stories. A gas station clerk claimed she saw a convoy of black SUVs heading toward the forest the night of July 14th. No plates, no markings. She said one of the drivers came in for coffee and wouldn't make eye contact, but she overheard him on the phone saying, "It's active again. We need to move fast." A UFO researcher on a private forum dug up a 2003 report of a similar incident in the same forest. 3 hunters vanishing, strange lights, and a military cordon. The report was buried, and the researcher's account was banned shortly after. What happened to Emily? Where did that light take her? And why were Jake, Sarah, and Ryan still running? The final piece of evidence, a voice recording from Ryan's phone, answers some of those questions, but it raises even more. It's the last trace we have of them, and it's absolutely chilling. Stay with me for part 5, where we hear Ryan's final words and uncover what the feds are so desperate to hide. If this is hitting you as hard as it's hitting me, smash that like button, share this video, and drop a comment if you've heard anything about strange lights or disappearances in Idaho. We're almost at the end, and it's only getting worse. Part 5, The Final Moments. It's the night of July 14th, 2024. The group is down to 3, Jake, Sarah, and Ryan. Emily's gone, taken by a pulse of blue light that left nothing behind but scorched earth. The survivors are running through the dense forest, less than 3 miles from the Redfish Lake trailhead, but the wilderness feels like it's closing in. Sarah's journal stops here. No more entries, just a torn page with a single word scrawled in her handwriting. Run. The ink is smudged, like her hands were shaking or wet with something. Sweat, tears, maybe blood. The only record of what happened next is a voice recording from Ryan's phone, recovered from the same corrupted file as the drone footage. It's 2 minutes and 43 seconds long, and it's the last trace of the group. The recording starts at 9:07 p.m., less than an hour after Emily disappeared. You hear wind rustling through the pines, heavy breathing, and the crunch of boots on gravel. Ryan's voice is hoarse, barely holding together. This is Ryan Holt, July 14th. If anyone finds this, we're in the Sawtooth, near Redfish Lake. Emily's gone. Something took her. We're running, but it's still here. You hear Jake in the background, his voice sharp, desperate. Keep moving, Sarah. Don't stop. Sarah's sobbing, her words barely coherent. It's calling my name. It's in my head, Ryan. It's in my head. The hum is there too, louder than ever. A deep, pulsating drone that seems to vibrate through the recording. It's not just a sound. It's oppressive, like it's pressing down on them, slowing their steps. Ryan whispers, "The lights are back. 3 of them circling above the trees. They're closer now. I can't look at them." At 9:09 p.m., the recording captures something new. A sound like metal scraping against metal, faint but deliberate, coming from the darkness behind them. Jake shouts, "It's here. Get down." You hear a thud, like someone hitting the ground, and Sarah's scream cuts through. "No, no, no, it's right there." Ryan's breathing gets faster, and he says, "I see it. It's tall, oh God, it's not human. Its face, there's no face, just eyes, glowing, staring right at us." The hum spikes, and the whispering voices from the drone footage return, clearer now, repeating their names in a cold, mechanical cadence. Jake, Sarah, Ryan. The recording shakes like Ryan's fumbling with the phone. He says, "I'm leaving this here. Someone has to know. It's not just one. It's them, it's all of them. The thing in the sky, it's alive. It's talking of us. Jake, don't." There's a loud crack, like a branch snapping, followed by Jake's voice, raw and furious. "Come on, you bastard. Take me." Sarah screams again, and then there's a sound, a high-pitched whine, like the one from the drone footage, but louder, piercing. The recording ends abruptly, swallowed by static. That's it. No more footage, no more journal entries, no trace of Jake, Sarah, or Ryan. The search team found Ryan's phone the next day, July 15th, half buried in the dirt near the valley where Emily vanished. The screen was cracked, the battery drained, but the file was intact. The police report doesn't mention it. Instead, it logs the discovery of the phone as miscellaneous debris and notes that the search was suspended due to federal oversight. The leaked file came from the same anonymous tech who shared the drone footage, and he claimed the feds tried to wipe the phone's memory remotely before it was even logged as evidence. He said he copied the file just in time, but he's gone silent since. His email bounces, his social media accounts deleted. The search team's final log, dated July 20th, mentions one last anomaly, a clearing near the valley, about 50 yards from where the phone was found. The ground was covered in strange geometric patterns, lines and curves etched into the dirt, like a language no one could read. The patterns were precise, almost machine-made, but there were no footprints, no tool marks, nothing to explain how they got there. A ranger took photos, but they were confiscated by federal agents who arrived that evening. One agent was overheard saying, "This is bigger than 97. We need containment now." That reference to 1997 again. It keeps coming up, but there's no official record of anything like this in Idaho's history. UFO researchers, though, point to a classified military report from that year, codenamed Sawtooth Vale, detailing unexplained lights and disappearances in the same forest. The report's existence is unconfirmed, but fragments leaked online before being scrubbed. Locals in Stanley have more to say. A retired park ranger, speaking anonymously to a podcast, claimed he saw a black helicopter land near the search site on July 15th. Men in tactical gear unloaded equipment, cameras, sensors, things he didn't recognize. They weren't rangers or FBI. They didn't have badges, just a quiet authority that scared him. He overheard one say, "The signal's active. We need to shut it down before it spreads." The ranger quit his job a week later and moved out of state. Another resident, a truck driver, said he saw a convoy of unmarked vans leaving the forest at dawn on July 16th, carrying crates sealed with biohazard tape. Biohazard. For a missing persons case. The feds shut down the investigation completely by July 21st. No press release, no explanation. The families of Jake, Sarah, Ryan, and Emily were told it was a tragic accident, likely a bear attack, despite no blood or remains. When Jake's brother pushed for answers, he was visited by 2 men in suits who told him to let it go for his own safety. He hasn't spoken publicly since. Online forums discussing the case are being deleted faster than they appear, and UFO researchers who dig too deep report strange phone calls, static-filled lines with no one on the other end. What happened to the group? The drone footage and Ryan's recording suggest they were hunted, Not by an animal, but by something intelligent, something that could manipulate their minds, erase time, and leave no trace. The thing in the sky, the figure in the trees, they weren't random. They were coordinated, deliberate, like they were following a plan. And the Fed's involvement, the cover-up, the references to past incidents, it all points to something bigger, something they've known about for decades. This case isn't closed. No bodies, no answers, just questions and a chilling void where 4 people used to be. But the evidence we have, the journal, the footage, the recording, tells a story of something beyond our understanding. If you're in Idaho or anywhere else and you've seen strange lights or heard that hum, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button, share this video, and let's keep digging. The truth is out there, and it's scarier than we can imagine.